So the next method is decimal. So the decimal method checks whether a character in a string are decimal digit from 0 to 9. So it will return true if the digit contains only decimal digits. Otherwise, it will return false. So this is the syntax of using is decimal method. String dot is decimal, then brackets. So is decimal takes no parameters. It will return true if all the characters are decimal digits, and otherwise it will return false. Suppose we have text equal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a string, and if we write text dot is a decimal, then it will return true because all the characters in the string are decimal digits. So that's why it should return true as a result. So Python checks every character. So all are decimal characters, decimal digits. That's why it will return true as a result. That example number one is given. So in example number one, only digits are given as a string. So we have already discussed that if we use uh, text dot is decimal here, so Python will check each character is a decimal digit or not. If each character is a decimal digit, so it will return true, otherwise false. So here each character is decimal digit, so it returns true. So if there is any character by chance is something else rather than the decimal digit, so it will return false as here given. We have used a letter here, so that's why it returns false as a result. So letters are not decimal digits, that's why the result is false. Example number three, decimal numbers are used. So the decimal point is not a decimal digit, so that's why it will also a false case. So it will also return a false. Example number four, negative number. So the minus sign is not on decimal digits, so that's why it will that's why it returns false here. The minus sign is not a decimal digit. Example number five, containing space. So space is also not a decimal digit, so here it will result false. So these are the common examples that helps to understand the working of is decimal method. Empty string. So empty string having no decimal digit. So there is if there is no decimal digit, that's why it's an empty string. So empty string contains no digits. So it is a false case because is decimal checks whether the string having is decimal digits number or leading zeros. So leading zeros are still decimal digits. The decimal digits are from 0 to 9. So 0 is considered as decimal digit. So that's why it will return true here. Some common mistakes are given here. Like sometimes the decimal point is considered as if this is a floating value, and but the numbers are given in digit in the form of digits. So students makes mistake that time, but make sure that point is not a decimal digit. So that's why it will return false in that case. Mistake number two, the letter name. So letters are not decimal digits. forgot the parenthesis. Sometimes students forgot to mention the parenthesis after using is decimal. So parentheses are mandatory. It describes that it is in a method of a string. So practice questions are given here so that you can practice these questions in your Python compiler. Please practice these questions by pausing the video. So these are the questions which is basically similar to the examples we have done earlier. Now some memory tips are given here. Decimal only the digits used in the decimal number system 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So nothing else is allowed in his decimal method. So digits allowed, letters not allowed, special characters not allowed, the space not allowed, point, decimal point not allowed. So these are things. So there are some difference between is decimal, is digit, and is numeric given here, so that you can confirm the use of different methods that looks like similar. Decimal digit plus some other digit characters. Is numeric for digit plus numeric symbol like fraction, Roman numeral, and other Unicode numeric characters. After that, examples are given for each of them. Here, each rule to remember. A given trig is given here, like every decimal is a digit, every digit is a numeric, but the reverse is not always. Understand the next is digit. Is is digit method checks whether all characters in the string are digit. It will return true if all digits are all the characters are digit. Otherwise false. So this is the syntax of using is digit. String dot is digit, then brackets. So is digits takes no parameters, returning value. So it will return true if all characters are digit, otherwise false. Explanation is given here. Suppose we have text equal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we write text dot print text dot is digit, then it should print true because each character present in the string is a digit number. So that's why it will print true. It It is much like similar to the previous one, but there is some difference between these similar looking methods we will discuss at last. So all the characters are digit here, so that's why it's true. Here, example number one, if only digits are there in a string, so the output is true as given here. Example number two, letters plus digits. So letters are not a digit number, so that's why here it should return false as output, because Python Python is not a digit. In Python, each character is a letter, so that's why it return false in this condition. Also, decimal number, here the decimal number. So in this case, if we have text equal 12.5 and we will print text dot is digit, then if we use is digit in decimal number, it will return false because the decimal point is not a digit number. Now the negative number. So similarly, negative sign is not a digit number, so that's why it should return false. So it will return false as oh. So now we will understand the next method, that is easy space. So is a space method checks whether all characters in a string are white space characters. So white space characters include space, tab, new line, vertical tab, for form field, sharing return. So it will return true for only white space character. Otherwise for letters, numbers, symbol, or for empty string, it will return false. So this is the syntax of is space, string dot is space, then brackets. Is space takes no parameters. It will return true if all the characters are white space. Otherwise it will return false. As a result, explanation is given here. Suppose we have text having nothing, just spaces between them, between a string. So here we have spaces as a string. So if we write text dot print text dot is space, so it must return true because each character in the string is spaces. So that's why it should return true in this case. For that we have example number one, having only spaces in the string. So as the string contains only spaces, so it will return true. If we use text dot is space and print it, it will return true as a result. Example number two, the tab characters. So the tab characters represent this backslash t is represent a tab. So which is a white space characters, as we have already learned that there are many tab characters which are considered. There are many characters which are considered as white space characters. So they will return true as we use text dot is space. So new line character is also considered as white space character. So it will return true. Similarly, in example number four, multiple is white space characters. If we use tab character and new line character together, so it will return true because both are considered as white space character. So they will return true as a result. Example number five, having spaces and letters. So even though here letters, even though here spaces are given, but there are letters also hello. So that's why it will return false because the character is not white space. So that's why it will return false as a result. So if we use number instead of letters, so it will again return true as output because the digits are not white space. There are some special characters which are considered as white space. We have already discussed them. You can try these examples in your Python code pilot so that you can understand the method clearly. Now, example number seven, the empty string. So an empty string cannot have any white space character. So that's why it will return false as a output. As an output, some common mistakes are given here, like a string containing a space is not the same as an empty string. Even though the string has spaces, it also contains letters, so that's why it will return false here. You forgot the parenthesis, then it will raise an error that built-in method is a space of string object. Bracket shows that it's a method. So Python check whether this type of method is in their library or not. Some practice questions are here. Practice these questions so that you can understand this method. Please try these practice questions in your Python compiler. Here so that you can remember this method clearly. So let's break this word into two things. Is plus space. So space is every character a space or another white space. Like space is cloud, apps are loud, new line character loud, letters not loud, numbers not loud, symbol not loud, empty string not loud. So this is the difference between commonly used. Similarly, methods is space is alphanumeric is alpha. So these are the difference and their definitions. After that, we have some examples to differentiate them better in a better way. Here the confusing question given here, like space, Python space, and we are printing dot is space. So many beginners think they return true, but the actual output is false because we have used Python that is of letters. So letters are not space or white space characters. So that's why it will return false. Is space returns true only if every single character in the string is space. So the next method is title. So is title method checks whether a string is in title case. So a string is considered in title case if the first letter of every word is in uppercase and the remaining letter is in each word is lowercase. If even one word does not follow this rule, the is title returns false. Number and special character do not affect the result. The method mainly checks whether the alphabetic characters in each checks only the alphabetic characters in each word. So the basic syntax of his title is given here. Like we have a string dot his title then brackets. It will not take any parameters and it will return true if every word follows title case. Otherwise, it will return false. As a result, it will return true if every word follows title case. Otherwise, false. So Python checks each word. So the first word must be uppercase and the others must be in lowercase letter. Python ignores the special characters, space, and digits in the given string. Like, here in programming, it will check P as uppercase. P must be uppercase and the remaining in lowercase. Example number one is given here. The text equal hello world. So in hello world, if we try this syntax print text dot is title, so it will check if the in hello H must be capital and the remaining must be in small word. So all uppercase. If all the words in uppercase, the remaining letter. So the first word H is in uppercase. So it is true. But the remaining words must be in lowercase, but they are in uppercase. So that's why it will return false. All lowercase. So as we know, the first letter must be in uppercase, but the first letter here is in lowercase. So that's why it will return false as an output. Similarly, mixed case. So if we have this type of string and in Python, the capital P, Y, capital T, H, O, N does not have all remaining letter in lowercase. So that's why it will return false. After that, one word. So if we have a one word, the single word is having P capital and the remaining in lowercase. So that's why it will return true. Here, the numbers do not affect the result as we have already discussed earlier that numbers, digits will not affect the is title method, so that if it is in title case, it will return true. Explanation is given here. Python treats hello world as separate word because of hyphen. So both words follows the title case, then it will return true, otherwise false. An empty string has no words, so that's why it will return false in this case. Now we will discuss some common mistakes that are made by some students, that can be made by students. So the first common mistake is here. So so here programming starts with lowercase. So the is title method checks each word must be in is title case in title case. So here programming starts with lowercase. That's why it will return false. Sometimes students think that Python is starting from capital P, so that's why it should be correct. So here the symbol is given here, but the symbol is must be ignored. Exclamation marks must be ignored by the is title method, as we have already talked about this. Both words are still in title case, so that's why it will return true. Again, if you forgot parenthesis, it will not work because this is a method. This is a method, so that's why the parentheses are important to mention in the use of this title method. After that, some practice questions are given here to practice these questions in your Python compiler. Please practice these questions in your Python compiler by pausing the video. And if there is any problem, just comment on this video. I will make a separate video for your doubt clear. Doubt. Now the memory tips are given here. Think title case like the title of a book. Every important word begins with a capital word. So these are the words which are in title case. So please, no title cases are given here as well. So there are some difference between title and is title method given here. So title convert a string into title case. Is title checks whether a string is already in a title case. So these are the difference. But both will return both will return the value. They will not modify the existing string. They will return the value. And these are the outputs if we use is title method and title method together. Now we have some questions that may be asked by anyone. So these are the questions. You can revise these questions. The basic purpose of doing these type of many questions again and again to understand the use of methods clearly, and that's how this is title method works. Now we will understand the next method, that is upper method. So the is upper method checks whether the whole alphabetic character in a string are in uppercase. So it will return true if all the letters in uppercase, otherwise it will return false. So for number, spaces and special character are ignored. This string must contain at least one alphabetic character, otherwise it will return false. So its syntax is given here. Like if we have a string dot is upper then parenthesis. So there will be no parameter need to be give to this method. So it will take no parameter. If the string contains each character in uppercase, then it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. No explanation is given here. Suppose we have text equal Python and we use this method print text dot is upper. So here all Python checks whether every alphabetic characters is in uppercase or not. So here all the characters are in uppercase, so that's why it will return true as an output. It will return true. So example number one is given here, in which all the letters in the given string is in uppercase. So if the all string in the given string is in uppercase, so it will return true. As we know, we have already studied it. That is, if we use is uppercase, and if the all letters in the given strings are in uppercase, it will return true. Example number two, if contains lowercase letter. So if we have this type of string having both the uppercase and lowercase letters, so this if we use is uppercase letter is upper method, so it will return false, because in this string some lowercase letters are present, so that's why it will return false as an output. So example number three, having both uppercase letter and number. So this time we have already discussed that number, spaces and special characters will be ignored by is upper method because they are not alphabetic character. The is upper method will only check the alphabetic character whether they are in uppercase or not. So here the same explanation is for special character. Special characters and digits are ignored if we use is upper method. Example number three, taking space containing spaces. So spaces also are ignored by Python is upper method because they are not alphabetic character. That's why they will be ignored. Only numbers. So if in a string only numbers are present, there will be no alphabet uh, or letter in the string, then it will return false because is upper method says that at least one letter should be present in the string that should be in uppercase. Then it will be true, otherwise it will be false. Example number 7, empty string. If there any empty string, so an empty string contains no letters, so that's why it will returns false as an output. Now we have some common mistakes that may be made by some students. So these are the type of mistakes. So some beginners thinks that the output is false here because of numbers, but the numbers or digits are ignored by is upper method. So only the letters will be checked whether they are in uppercase or not. Mistake number 2, if we have special characters, so special characters also ignored. Common mistake 3, so here the mistake is parenthesis. So using any method, parentheses are must be there because they are important. They tells Python that this is a method that we are using. So we should use parentheses after each method. After that, some practice questions are given here to practice so that you can practice these questions in your Python compiler. Please practice these questions in your Python compiler. And if there is any issue in any question, let me know so that I can make a separate video for that question and explain you properly. So now let's go for a recap memory tip of this method. So is upper check only letters. It will ignore numbers, space, and symbols. So it only asks are all the letters in uppercase or not. So there are two methods that looks like similar is lower and is upper. So these are the difference between these two methods and their syntax and examples are given below the differences. So difference between upper and is upper also given because sometimes student may confuse between them. So upper convert a string to uppercase and is upper check whether the string is in uppercase or not. So these are the example given for the both both upper and is uppercase or method. common questions are given here that may be asked by anyone. So many beginner is stuck. It should be false because of the numbers. So numbers are ignored. In this case, we have already discussed that space numbers, the special symbols are ignored in is upper method. So next method is join methods. The join method is used uh, to join the elements of an iterable such as a list, tuple, or set into a single string. So the string before every element in the iterable must be string. If even one element is not a string, Python is in a type error. So this is how we use. Like we have a separator dot join, then the iterable. So it will take two parameters, separator and iterable. So the string placed between each element and iterable a list tuple set or iterable containing string. So it will return a new string with all elements joining together. Suppose we have here a list and we want to join all the elements. So we use print the string space and then dot join words. It will join. Example number one is given here. We have a string word list, sorry, and we are joining it using space string. So it will join like Python space is space easy. Similarly, a space is placed between each word. Similarly, example number two is given here. We are using comma this time instead of a space, so it will print like apple, comma, banana, comma, mango. To now we are using hyphen to join the list, so it will return output like 2026 hyphen AI hyphen ML. It is separated by hyphen. Example number four is given here, that is characters or a string. So if we have a string and we are joined using hyphen, so this type of output will be raised. So a string is also an iterable. Python treat it like a list of different elements. So now we are joining using a tuple. So these are the different way to join different iterable elements. Example number six, join with empty separators. So we can also join the with the empty separator. Basically, it will uh, use the empty separator to separate the each letter. So the separator is an empty separator. That's why nothing will be visible between two letters. Join with new line. So we can also join using new line tab, that is backslash n. Common mistakes are given here that are made by students. So here type error is given because sequence item 0 expected string instance. So join can only join string, not integers. Make sure the each element in the list must be in string. So this is the method to join if we have integer using map function. Sorry. Common mistake 3 is here. That is join is a string method, not a list method. So we can't use it for a list. It is a string method. After that, some practice questions are given here to practice for your practice. So practice these questions in your Python compiler by pausing the video. So now let's see a quick revision. So think of join as a glue. It joins the string together using a separator. Like we have a list here, Python, Java, and this, and we want to join using any like we want to use join using space. So we can you join them using space. Formula is this. The syntax is given here. So here the example is also given here. Now the difference between join and split is given here that are look similar. So these are the difference between join and split. After that example will be shown you so that you can understand the difference between these methods. So these are the explanation. Join contains multiple string into one string. Split breaks one string into multiple string. And here the example is given here. After that, one of the most question is why does this code give an error? So let's see why this code is giving here error. So the error is because of integer values. The elements present in the list are in integer, but the join are used only with strings. So this is the error why it is showing error. So the next method is lower method. So the lower method convert all the uppercase letter into string into lowercase. If our uppercase letter becomes lowercase and lowercase letter remains unchanged, number, space, and special characters remain unchanged. Important. Lower returns a new string. It does not modify the original string because the string in Python are immutable. Now the syntax is given here. A string dot lower. It will always return a new string. It will not modify the original string. So it will take no parameters and it will return a new string with all uppercase letter converted to lowercase letters. Syntax is given here. So explanation. Suppose we have text equal Python. First letter is in capital and others are in small letters, and we use text dot lower and then we are printing. So Python converts each and every uppercase letter into lowercase letter and then it will return a combined string of that those letters, and then it will be printed. Example number one is given here, in which all the letters are in uppercase. So if we use text dot lower here, it will print Python in lowercase. Every uppercase letter become lowercase. Example number two is given here. In mixed case, if both type of letters are present in the string, both uppercase and lowercase, that condition the uppercase letter becomes lowercase letters and lowercase letters will be remains unchanged. So after that example number three, already lowercase, if the letter is in already in lowercase, so the string is already in lowercase, so nothing will be changed in that condition. After that, we have example number four having letters and numbers. So letters will become in lowercase and numbers remain change in this condition because the numbers are ignored by lower method and also special characters and spaces. So next example is the same, in which letters and special characters are used. So special characters are ignored, so that's why it will only converts the uppercase letter into lowercase letters and lowercase letters will be remain unchanged and numbers, special characters will be ignored. If we have a sentence, then what will happen? So if we have a sentence, every uppercase letter become lowercase. Same in the sentence as well, it will convert each and every character into lowercase. If we have an empty string, then it will do nothing because an empty string has nothing, so that's why it will return nothing. An empty string will be returned. So after that we have some common mistakes that are made by students, that can be made by students given here. Lowercase returns a new string, it does not modify the original string. After that we have common mistake 2, that is sometimes student forgot to mention the parenthesis, but in all the methods parentheses are important because it tells Python that it is a method we are using here. So also if we are using text like text equal 1 to 3 an integer number and we are using a lower function, so lower function is an string function, not a integer function, that's why it will raise an error. Now practice questions are given here so that you can practice these questions in your compiler. Please try these questions. Now the quick reason of this method. So lowercase letter convert all the uppercase letter into lowercase letters, and number will be same, space will be remain same, and symbols will be remain same. So difference between lower and is lower, they are given here because they are look similar but they are not. Lower convert the string into lowercase, and is lower checks whether the string is already in lowercase or not. Examples and their syntax are given here for better understanding. So these are the basic syntax of both the different methods. Lower convert text to lowercase. Cascode, a strong version of lower, mainly used for Unicode test and case insensitive comparison. So these two methods does the same work, but they have different meaning. So you can check what type of different meaning they have. A common questions are there that may be asked by anyone. Many beginners expect hello, but remember strings are immutable in Python. You must store them. Now we have another method, that is replace method. So a replace method is used to replace one or more occurrence of specified substring with another substring. It will return a new string. The syntax is given here. String dot replace old, new, and count. So it has three parameters. So old is the substring you want to replace, and the new is the substring that will be replaced, and the count is the number of occurrence of replace if omitted all occurrence are replaced. So returns a new string with a specified placement. Suppose we have text equal I like Java, and I want to replace the Java with Python. So I will use print text dot replace Java dot Java comma Python. So Python searches for Java and replace it with Python. Then it will print I like Python. Before it is I like Java, and now it is I like Python. Now example number one is given here. Replace one word. If we have a text equal I love Java, and we will print this, and we can replace
Java with Python. Here replace of all occurrence given here. If we use replace apple with mango, so all apples will be replaced with mango. So all the occurrence of apple will be replaced. So if we want to replace only first occurrence, like here, we will give one at the last, or at parameter as the last, at the last of the replace method. So it will replace only one apple in the string. We can also replace the characters of a string using a replace method. Next, we have word not found. If words are not found, since Java is not present in this string and we are changing Java from C++, it will remain unchanged. There will be no change in the string made by this method. And if we want to remove characters, we can also use this, because replacing any character with the empty string will do nothing. We can also do this type of replacing of spaces into hyphen or underscore. Example number 8 is given here. We are so basically original string never will be changed. This method always returns a new string. So here the example is given. Here we have text equal hello and new string equal text dot replace hello comma hi. So hello will be changed to hi, but the original string will not be changed. Now we have some common mistake given here. So replace returns a new string. You forgot to save it, then you will never get. So you must save or assign the replaced value, replace string into a variable, then you can print. Like the example given here, we have a text python and we are storing text equal text dot replace python comma java, and then we are printing text replace. Then common mistake is forgetting parenthesis after any method. Common mistake 3, replace requires at least two arguments. So what to replace and what replace in with. So make sure you should give these two, at least these two parameters to the this method. Now practice questions are given for the practice. Practice these questions in your Python compiler, please. Now a quick revision is given here for the replace method. So a replace method find and replace the uh, letters or a substring from a string. The formula is given here, basically the syntax, and two parameters must be there present in the this method. So difference between replace and strip there is there. Replace specific text into new text. Strip removes white space from the string. After that, we have some examples are also given here of the difference between replace and string strip. Now the replace and translate difference is given here, and their questions also given here. We have already covered these methods, so you can check what type of difference is there between them, between these two methods.